As I've gotten older, I've learned a lot about myself. I'm 59 now. I'll be 60 in less than a year. And really over the last 5 to 6 years, I've learned a lot about what I like, what I don't like, what I need, what I don't need, and maybe most importantly, what I can tolerate and what I can't tolerate. If there's any of you out there in your 50s or 60s, you can probably understand what I'm talking about. So today I want to give you 5 things that I have reduced, cut, or simply come to the realization that I don't need to do or to have in my life anymore. The first thing is I really don't need friends. And that might sound bad, but I only have 2 people in my life right now that I would consider friends outside of my girlfriend. In my 20s and 30s, I had a pretty large group of friends. And as you get older, maybe you get married, it's no secret that friend groups can dwindle as you get involved with parenting. You just don't have as much time anymore for friends. So I think it's been a natural progression for me, now that I'm in my late 50s, that I don't need to have a lot of friends. I'm quite comfortable being by myself. In fact, I enjoy being by myself. And the more I think about it, the more friends you have, the more energy it requires of you, the more potential drama you have in your life. So I've just come to the realization that I don't need friends to be happy. The next thing is that I no longer feel the need to be overly congenial. And I consider myself a very friendly person. I consider myself very easy to be around, but I don't feel the need to be overly friendly or overly agreeable anymore. Don't get me wrong, when I meet somebody, I am genuinely interested in meeting that person. I like to learn about people and understand people, but I don't go out of my way anymore to do that, if that makes sense. So congeniality is another thing that I just don't have time for in my life anymore. The next thing is being around large groups. And if I'm being honest, this has probably been an issue for me my entire life. I think large groups have always made me uncomfortable. They've always made me uneasy. They've always just given me a bit of anxiety. And as I've gotten older, that is definitely the case now. The only time I really enjoy being around large groups of people is if I'm at a concert and it's a band that I really want to see. Then I'm able to tolerate large groups because my focus isn't on the group, it's on the band that's performing. But other than that, large groups are a total non-starter for me at 59 years old. The fourth thing on my list is I don't care what other people think of me anymore. Other people's opinions of me. In my 20s, 30s, and even my 40s, that was something that I was concerned about. And I don't know specifically at what age that all changed for me. It was probably late 40s, maybe early 50s. It is such a waste of energy, and it is such a detraction from your life to care about what other people think about you. Other people's opinions of you aren't going to benefit you in any way. So caring about what other people think of you is just a waste of time. The fifth and last thing on my list, and this is something that I've been struggling with really over the last year, maybe less than a year, is feeling the need to be productive every day. Feeling the need to accomplish something every day. I have always been a very driven person my entire life. When it comes to physical goals, when it comes to financial goals, when it comes to any goal, I've always been very driven. I've always felt that if I'm not being productive every single day, if I'm not taking a step forward every single day towards something, that I'm being lazy or a slacker, or I'm not moving myself forward in some capacity. That has probably drained me mentally over the years. It's pretty exhausting to have that mindset. Always having to be switched on, always having to be productive, always having to do something every day to reach a certain goal. I've just, like I said, literally over the course of the last 5 to 6 years, learned to relax and learned to take days off and take time off and give my body and my brain a chance to unwind and to relax. Again, if you're in your 50s, 60s, late 40s, I'm guessing you can relate to some of these things. If you can, please leave me a comment below. I'd really like to get your feedback on some of these things. Also, if you enjoy content that's geared to people in their late 40s, 50s, 60s, how your life changes, how your perspective changes, please consider liking and subscribing to my channel. That helps me get this content out to more people. I really enjoy making these videos about this topic because it's something that obviously at 59, I think I have a wealth of knowledge in. I don't know if I have a wealth of knowledge in anything else, but I certainly have a good bit of knowledge about getting older and life lessons and so on. I appreciate you taking time to watch. That is really humbling to know that there are people out there that have taken time to watch the content that I'm putting out. So again, thank you, and until next time.